Alright, what is going on, guys? SpitefulHopes back again, coming at you with a video on should you summon what on this double chance banner. Now, we are going to actually go over this double chance and the upcoming banners from the individuals down to the individuals of 1000 Year Blood War, because 1000 Year Blood War is coming soon too in terms of the individual banners, from Kirio to Senjumaru's currently out, and then on top of that, kirinji, in my opinion, is superior to this Ulquiorra. I was going to say White Day Ulquiorra, but I mean, it's kind of... right? I mean, are we still calling these banners white days? I personally would like to, but whatever. Let's just get right into it. First and foremost, we will start with IZURU. Now, IZURU is going to be a very good entry-level flare unit. I don't think that he's broken. I think that he's just very, very good. Now, he is a Soul Reaper with Hollow Killer. He is not a captain, which could be helpful when it comes down to certain aspects of Senkaimon where they don't want you to use a captain. He is a damage reduction link, as well as having a flurry with 30% bruiser. So even though he is a DR link, he's gonna still be dealing a lot of damage. He does have the Hollow Killer, which is gonna be good. He's gonna be in competition with Yami for that spot. Yami is not a bad character. I feel like he gets a bad rap. One thing to note about Yami though is that he does have poise, whereas this IZURU doesn't. He does, in my opinion, make up for it with having medic and a freeze immunity, which against hollows, freeze immunity is really good. Debilitator of 5 seconds with paralysis on all of his attacks except for his heal is really good. But one thing to note is that this IZURU, his kit is really, really wonky for a flurry style range unit. So first and foremost, his third standard full screen third strong attack that is in front of you, kind of like White Zangetsu, pulls you in, explodes outwards in a 1000 radius, which is good. Second strong attack is a melee attack, so you won't be able to guard break if you actually need a guard break. And the problem with that is his cooldowns are going to be 8, 30, and then 24. And since you're not going to be running him with strong attack recharge, you're not going to be able to guard break as often as you would like. And honestly, his main form of guard breaking is going to be this first strong attack, which pushes back the enemies so much that it might actually be a little difficult to actually land your normal attack damage strength. So this first strong attack is not a beam or anything like that. It's a shave style attack, which means that it's a kind of projectile based attack which pushes enemies backwards. Depending on how far back this actually pushes you, it could actually be detrimental to actually it could be detrimental to his DPS. That's pretty much it. Other than that, he actually is, in my opinion, a really good unit. Going into it next, Toshiro. I want to say that Toshiro is probably the best in this banner, which honestly is saying a lot because Ulquiorra is actually really, really good. So going into Toshiro, he is a power Soul Reaper captain with an Arankar killer, strong attack recharge. He has he has a really good kit. First and foremost, he has the beam for strong attack, the debilitator plus 5 seconds with weakening on everything. He doesn't freeze this time around, but I think that's fine. He does have guard break. A lot of people are bringing up that you don't need a guard break because Arankar enemies don't have melee guard units. But my counter to that, honestly, is more often than not, like, having guard break isn't really a toss-away ability because you're going to be going against Soul Reapers, Hollows, no affiliation, Quincy's at some point in the future, and they will be able to guard your attacks. So even though you don't really need it for the Arankars, in my opinion, in this day and age, whenever you want to transcend a unit, which I do think that all these units nowadays are worth transcending if you actually want to work on the character, he's going to perform just fine, and that guard break just means that he's going to be killing everything in his path, and that is, in my opinion, really good. He has the Berserker 20% with Frenzy. Keep in mind the weakening on everything, including his normal attack damage strength, actually is really good. So 2% chance per hit, so keep in mind that does stack when it comes to your strong attacks with Frenzy. And Devastation 40%, kind of standard character, honestly, in terms of the skills, like Sprinter, Bruiser, Berserker, Frenzy, Debilitator, Devastation. Oh, excuse me, burping. And the guard break. Going into his attacks, his first strong attack is the belt type beam. This is really, really good. 2500 radius, 2500 length, 725 width. Strong attack 2 is the AoE, distant AoE. I don't particularly like this one. It's a 10 hit vortex in front of you for a very short time. So don't keep in mind, this is not necessarily a vortex type attack that you planted down. It's just literally like a vortex style attack. And then the third strong attack is the AoE distant 975 radius. I want to say that around 75 radius is behind you, and then another 900 is in front of you. So this is a very, very great strong attack 3. You don't have to get into the middle of the enemies. You literally just launch it and kill everything in front of you. I personally love this third strong attack. Range, full screen, standard AoE for the special. And his art looks really, really cool. Animation looks clean. And Ulquiorra is probably the one that I want the most, even though I don't need I personally don't need him. But I don't think that he's as good as Kirinji. But that being said, he has like borderline the same kit. He is an Arankar Spada speed unit. Hollow Killer with strong attack recharge. Going into the soul tree. Sprinter, Bruiser, Berserker, 20%, Frenzy, Devastation, Debilitator, Guard Break. Literally the same exact skills as Toshiro, which is kind of funny. Going into when I saw this, I actually thought that Soldex accidentally copy pasted it, and then I looked into it further and I'm like, oh wait, they really have the same kit. I'm like, okay, K-Lab just copy pasting this. That's cool. Weakening on everything as well. Normal attack damage string is the standard normal attack. Actually, you know what? I actually kind of want to see this for the Toshiro as well. You see this 150, 150, 150, and then the AoE. That means that when you do your nat string, you actually hit around you. That's actually really good. So if you are familiar with Ichibei, if you're familiar with Kirinji's normal attack damage string, where you go forward, 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 and then you do a spin and hit everywhere around you, that's actually going to be really good, especially if you're trying to clip the enemies that you might accidentally pass. So if you're like using your nat string into a group of enemies, this is actually a really good normal attack damage string. Strong attack 1 is the standard lunge. Second strong attack is the standard beam, literally what we were just talking about with Toshiro. Same with as Kirinji, strong attack 1 and strong attack 2. The problem in my opinion with this Ulquiorra is he doesn't have havoc like Kirinji does. And Kirinji, he has the havoc, he has a status element as well, so I do feel like Kirinji wins in that regard. And the strong attack 3, I'm personally more partial to that 975 AoE with havoc than I am with a standard melee full screen, a standard full screen third strong attack. This, you do have to get into the middle of the enemies. It's 500 radius to the side, 1000 radius total. It's not a bad third strong attack by any means. It's just I do feel that the 975 in front of you is just superior. It just makes clearing runs significantly faster. That, but Ulquiorra's animations, he's a great character. I think he's great. I just don't think he's as good as Kirinji. And the reason that I bring that up is because at the end of the day, you want to collect, like, I feel like a lot of people end up summoning on emotion. I personally do, and I openly admit it. I know it's a problem. My girl over there is laughing at me, right?
Yeah.
They can't see you.
Yes, he's a gambler.
Yeah, you see that? I'm a degenerate gambler. So, like, going for characters that you want, not necessarily need, can put you in a bad position when it comes to your orbs, especially nowadays that K-Lab keeps recycling banners non-stop. Going into the rest of the characters, I'm going to do a brief description on these characters. I don't want to go too deep into it. I just want to talk about the banner mainly. Hachigen, not a bad character. Soul Reaper Hollow with Hollow Killer, strong attack recharge character. He can be useful, especially if you are having trouble with floor 33 in the regular Senkaimon, if you're still new to the game. He's not a bad character. There's just better options. Weaken duration. So weaken immunity, debilitator plus 5 seconds. I believe he has paralysis on all of his attacks except for his barrier. And bruiser 20%, frenzy, devastation 40%, and sprinter plus 1. One thing to note about barrier, and one thing that I really like about this, these are really good for Senkaimon. Matter of fact, if you know that you're about to push the boss into using your their special and you're not really too familiar with how to dodge the special, you can actually pop your barrier and then start flash stepping as they use their special, and it will actually eat through the barriers before it actually hits you. So if you're running with Senkaizen links and you're using a barrier character, you could use that to your advantage. So paralysis on everything besides the barrier. Not a bad character. If you go to similarities, you'll see that the similar SA1, SA2, SA3 if you want an idea. So full screen third strong attack. Second strong attack is the just the standard AoE around you. He doesn't have havoc 20%, which in my opinion is kind of sad. I feel like having a barrier or heal attack or a boost that has havoc is just so much better because the radius is not that big. And then the SA1 is just the standard lunge. Toshiro, no. Oh, and the SA1 is yeah, the standard lunge. Wait, hold up, that doesn't make any sense. Similarity, the Ulquiorra and Toshiro have different attacks, bro. Yeah, so strong attack 1, just the AoE. That's interesting. Yo, Soldex, you might want to fix this, bro, because similar SA1. Oh, never mind. I'm mistaken. Look at that. It even says here SA2. Yo, Soldex, you're the GOAT, bro. You really are. Byakuya, probably the third best speed Soul Reaper killer in the entire game. Strong attack recharge minus 12%. Going into his skills, you see the Frenzy, Debilitator plus 5 seconds, paralysis on all of his attacks. Yes, paralysis on all of his attacks. Long reach, bruiser 20%, and paralysis immunity. The Debilitator 5 seconds is always good with paralysis. Going into the... I'm trying to find the... we can just go to similarity. That is so cool. So normal attack damage string with the long reach, that's really good. Strong attack 1, so standard lunge. Second strong attack is going to be that shockwave like ability. I personally don't like this. Actually, similar I say 2 with Jushiro. That's interesting because Jushiro's is godlike in comparison to this Kisuke's and this Lisa's. The similar SA3, just standard full screen third strong attack, and the special is just a standard special move. Overall, just a really, really good character. I think he's just a little outdated with Kirinji at this point. White Day Gin, honestly, he's not bad. He has his uses in some Senkaimon stages. Soul Reaper with an Arankar killer, strong attack recharge, but his issue is that he's an Arankar killer in a land flooded with excellent Arankar killers. Like, he's in direct competition with characters like Can't For Your Own World Volume 4, Halibel, TLA Soifon, and Spirit Society Cayenne. I was trying to remember which seasonal it was. But yeah, I mean, overall, he's an okay character. His issue is that his second strong attack just isn't really... actually, is it? Yeah, his second strong attack really isn't, like, too crazy. Yeah, length, look at this, like, width 350, length 350. The third strong attack is AoP 475, so it's a standard lunge. And then third strong attack, regular, standard, full screen, third strong attack. He's not bad. One thing to note is that he does have Frenzy and he does have Sprinter plus 2. So he is somewhat useful in that regard, but just TLA Soifon just does it better. Going into the discount 1000 Year Blood War Aizen, he literally has the exact same kit as 1000 Year Blood War Aizen, if I remember correctly. The charge there is strong attack, the shave strong attack 1, which means you push back the enemies, and the second strong attack 2 is a... What the hell is this? Hold on, let me click similarity and see what they say for SA2. SA2, Baragon, yeah, so it's just a standard vortex that goes out forward with a little AoE in front of it. So it's not bad. So you do an attack, it turns into a vortex and crawls forward. Kind of standard. And the charge third strong attack. He just can't charge it for 24 seconds like Aizen can. That's the only difference. Chad is probably the best character in this entire filler pool, in my opinion. For him, yo, my mouse was lagging. Damage reduction 16%. He is a human with Captain Killer, very good in PvP, very high attack. Going into the Sultry, Sprinter plus 1, Poise, Flurry, Enhancer. He is a team boost with Berserker 30% if you want to build him hybrid. I wouldn't suggest that personally, but paralysis on his first, third, and special move. Second strong attack is a standard boost, but like honestly, you're going to want to just guard break with him if anything, and then just normal attack damage string down your opponents. So besides that, that's pretty much like he's just a standard good character, but him having a boost with Enhancer and him being a speed human means that he has no killer disadvantage in PvP unless someone's stupid enough to actually run Swimsuit Orihime or New Year's Mayuri, which I think is beyond retarded. Going into it, Shuhei, probably the worst in the entire banner. That being said, I don't think this banner is really bad at all, even including the filler pool. He just doesn't really do as much as you would want him to. So the Soul Reaper, Captain Hollow Killer with normal attack damage string. Going into the Sultry, you'll see that he has a bruiser of 50% with the normal attack damage string of 20%. He deals good damage. He's just not really ideal anymore. Like, he has the debilitator of 5 seconds that goes along with his special and his first strong attack. And he does have weakened defense on his special, but like... You'll use your special so you can deal more damage with your normal attack damage string, but by then the boss should be already dead, especially since he's a ranged NAD character. Going into Kisuke, just a standard boost character. Recover 25% stamina link, Soul Reaper, Hollow Killer. Honestly, he's really only useful for being a mind booster because there's not too many mind boosters out there. Going into White Day Tsukishima, no. You know what? Actually, White Day Tsukishima probably worse than Banner. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. It's gotta be a tie between... Actually, you know what? White Day Tsukishima actually has a barrier, so he has some utility to him. Going into Stark, he is good. I actually like him. His kit's not too bad. A Rancor Spada with Hollow Killer. He is a strong attack damage 25% link. I personally don't like strong attack damage links anymore, just because strong attack recharge is so much more superior in this day and age with Transcendence. He does up Frenzy, long reach 20% with Bruiser, 20%, Devastation 40%. Not too many skills, I don't really like seeing that. Strong Attack 1, let's go into this. Strong Attack 1, he has this, oh, similar SA1? There's nothing there, interesting. Fan AoE Shave 475 into 600? That's a weird one. I don't even know how to interpret that. The SA2 is going to be... What? You know what? I can't even properly interpret this. Strong Attack 3 is just going to be the standard a full screen third strong attack. I feel like this is wrong, but I mean, I could be wrong. I feel like it's wrong, but I could be wrong. I feel like he had a different kit, but it's also been like 2 years, so who am I to judge, right? Yeah, so overall, this banner is really good. Please be very, very careful when it comes to wailing out on this banner. If I click here, go to sweep, you'll see here that in order to get the entire banner, it'll take approximately 27. Actually, this is actually not bad. What does clean sweep do? Clean sweep. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so like 12,000 orbs in order to get one Toshiro, and just be very, very careful with your orbs. Honestly, I would recommend going in for just one banner character and then calling it a day. Now, going into all the banners, I do have all the individuals pulled up. So first individual to come out is going to be IZURU, Lisa, Aizen, Sajin, and Bond Ichigo. Bond Ichigo, very good for Chronicle Quest. Sajin, he's not a bad character. Aizen's not a bad character at all. He has the beam first strong attack along with a full screen third strong attack and a what's the word I'm looking for? And a crawling vortex second. So this banner is actually, in my opinion, pretty good value, especially since Lisa is a more newer character. Most people, if you've been playing for over a year, probably already have all these fillers besides maybe Lisa. But getting a 5 out of 5 Aizen or Ichigo could be somewhat useful in terms of like being able to auto specific content in the game, like Chronicle Quest. I feel like gives the most trouble just because he's not. This Bond Ichigo, in my opinion, was a huge flop. The IZURU is good, but I personally wouldn't really recommend anyone going in for him, especially with Tokinata on the horizon. I would actually recommend skipping this banner and waiting for Tokinata's individual to be re-released. Going in for Toshiro. Toshiro is actually a really strong Rancor killer, so if you want to go for his individual, this banner, I looked at it and I didn't like it, and then someone brought up the fact that this is a strong attack recharge 14% link, and then you have 3 20 DR links. So if you're interested in like PvP and stuff like that, this might not be a bad banner to go into if you're trying to go for the 5 out of 5s, the 5 out of 5 20 DRs with the 500 attack, or if you're actually missing the 20 DR links. Or Hime, also good for Chronicle Quest, so you can actually make use of her there. Shinji, I hear my dog going, like running down the stairs right now. But Mom, I'm recording a video. Okay, so and then mine Tensa. You can actually use him for Senkaimon and killing all the enemies that you need to, especially the boss enemies, because you can use his second strong attack, Crawling Vortex, cause the lacerate, hopefully push them back enough, and then either finish off the job or just save your first strong attack, push them back. It's not a bad banner. Like I personally think this is probably the best individual banner. Going into Ulquiorra's individual, mine Jushiro probably the best in this banner after Ulquiorra. Raruka, infinite boost unit, strong attack recharge. She's not bad. You have Kaien. Honestly, he's actually really bad in this day and age, especially with all the high-powered characters. If you actually want Cayenne, I would recommend waiting for a Spirit Society Byakuya re-release. He just does his job significantly better. And Ishin, honestly, Ishin kind of flopped from release, so I personally wouldn't really recommend anyone going in on this banner, especially if you're going in for dupes. Going into this one. Now, this is going to be the banner that releases in 2 days. One thing to note is this banner is actually really bad. Now, the 20 DR link is okay. Kirio is an excellent unit, but like Kisuke is marginally acceptable. Jackie's horrible, and then Mine Tensa, like I said, doesn't really have too many places outside of Senkaimon. But hey man, at the end of the day, you could go in for a Squad 0 member, which is probably the main reason that I'm going in for this banner. I'm actually mortified to go in for this banner, but whatever. It is what it is. And honestly, the main reason that I think that a lot of people are actually going to skip this banner, like this White Day banner that's dropping, is simply for Kirinji. Going into Kirinji, his banner is actually really good. First off, Kirinji, he's best speed unit in the game by far. You got the lunge, you got the beam, second strong attack, and then you got his third strong attack, which is the 975 radius AoE in front of you. And then on top of that, you gotta add the havoc, the paralysis, the berserker of 20%, the team Soul Reaper speed unit berserker for your entire squad, which is insane. And Shinji, really useful in epic raids whenever he's bonus. Yoruichi is an excellent strong attack recharge 14% link. On top of that, she is an excellent booster, and her mags are actually not too bad. If you actually have her transcended, she performs incredibly well. Maybe even better than True Bankai Ichigo, just because even though you don't have the transformation mechanic like True Bankai Ichigo does, that 14% strong attack recharge could make the difference. Yumichika is horrible. But at the end of the day, if you get him, it's 20,000 transcendence points. And then Ikaku, I don't even want to talk about this Ikaku. I got this man like 6, 7 out of 5. I don't even know what I have him at. But either way, guys, my recommendation: go get yourself a banner character. Like at the end of the day, this is Machine Society, right? A whole new selection, and then you have 2 years of Cacao Society characters if you don't have them. Excellent. So, I mean, if you're missing more than half the units in here, I'd say that this is actually not bad value. I wouldn't really advise anyone going past step 5 unless you're a whale. Guys, I see a lot of people be going to step 10 lately. Just because you didn't get a character like going from steps 1 to 5 doesn't mean that you're gonna get a character when you do steps 6 to 10. Be very careful with your orbs. We get about 2,200 on average like every single month. You can do up to step 5 for every single new banner that comes out, as long as they don't double up like they do sometimes in July. Sometimes in July we'll get a mid-month anniversary month for the 23rd of July, and then end of the month July. So sometimes we have to end up doubling up. So be very, very careful with your orbs, guys. We do not know what K-Lab is going to be putting out in the future. They took out the double chance, which they don't say double chance for they never say double chance for step up banners. But the reason that I make note of it sometimes is because it's interesting that they just cut it out. Because this whole banner is going to be 6% chance throughout the entire steps. There's no extra percent rates, right? Like there's never any extra percent rates. So for me personally, as a person who's been playing this game for several years now, it's interesting to me. It could mean nothing, it could mean something, but at the end of the day, we're at the mercy of K-Lab. They're really bad at communicating with us. But I'm gonna leave it at that. This video's gone on for long enough. Stay blessed, y'all. Grind on, catch up, pick me up. Stay blessed. Wish y'all the best luck of your summons. By the time this video is out, we might have already gotten the updates. So I hope you guys are enjoying co-op, farming out those orbs, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.